And we welcome you back live to Fenway Park in Boston. Another sticky evening in America's greatest city. And a big crowd looking on as the Red Sox take the field for the start of this series with the Florida Marlins. The Marlins starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. More than 2,700 nonstop daily flights to 59 destinations all across the country. Juan Pierre, the center fielder, leads off. Luis Castillo, the second baseman. Batting third, the catcher, Pudge Rodriguez. Mike Lowell, who, as Jerry said, is having a terrific year, the third baseman and cleanup hitter. Juan Encarnacion in right field. Derek Lee is the first baseman, batting sixth. Then the left fielder, Miguel Cabrera. The shortstop, Alex Gonzalez. And the DH, Todd Hollandsworth, will bat ninth.
The defense tonight for the Red Sox, they're 8th in the league, 54 errors on the season. Bill Miller will be at third base. Nomar, the shortstop. Todd Walker at second. And Kevin Millar, playing against his former ball club, will be at first. Left to right, Manny Ramirez, Johnny Damon, and Trot Nixon. Jason Veritek behind the plate. And Byung-Hyun Kim doing the pitching. This will be his 5th start, the record of 1-1. He lost the last time out against the Phillies, but pitched very well in that game. 6 innings, only 2 earned runs. The problem is the Red Sox went up against Brett Myers, who pitched a 3-hit shutout against the Red Sox. He has made 15 appearances against the Marlins. 1 start, that start coming this year in Phoenix. He was the losing pitcher in a 7-5 loss to Florida.
And the man who will be calling his pitches tonight is Mark Carlson, the home plate umpire, with Rob Drake at first. Jerry Davis at second. Paul Nowert has the plays at third. The lights are on. The breeze blowing across the field from right to left. They handed us a card a moment ago, Jerry, that said it's 76 degrees.
I find that hard to believe.
Seems quite a bit warmer than that, but the dew point, they tell us, is 77, which means it's very humid. You will explain dew point and how it works later on.
That means the temperature, the index comfort level or something has got to be somewhere around 95.
I think when the dew point is like around the temperature, that means it's muggy.
Yes,
or above.
it's very uncomfortable.
And it is. It's very humid here tonight. Here's Juan Pierre, the speedy center fielder, to get this one started. 288 with 22 runs batted in. And Kim's first pitch is bunted, and a good one. They have to hurry. Kim not in time. So Pierre, who leads the majors in stolen bases with 33, is aboard on the first pitch of the night, a well-placed bunt.
Yeah, that's his 12th bunt base hit of the season. Now Roberts is the leader with 13, but 12 now for Juan Pierre. And not a great bunt either. It was just right down that first base line by the time Kim could get to it, and with the speed of Pierre, no chance at all at getting him at first base.
It's Dave Roberts of the Dodgers, the National League leader in infield hits. Jerry mentioned he's up there in bunt hits as well. They pitch out, well aware of Pierre's base stealing ability, and Luis Castillo looked at a ball.
This Marlins ball club, they're first in the National League in steals. They will go. They have been not running as much as they did under Jeff Torborg, under Jack McKeon, but they're still a very quick ball club.
As you see, he is far and away the National League leader, and he's running on the pitch. It's slapped down to third. Nice play by Bill Miller on to first for the out.
Now that's a terrific play by Bill Miller. He's in very close at third base, expecting the bunt from a very speedy Castillo, and he has to go back a couple of steps to play this ball on that high hop. And then waste no time from foul territory, plant and get a good accurate throw to Millar to get the out at first base.
So Pierre in scoring position with 1 out for Pudge Rodriguez. In his first year with Florida, after a great run with the Texas Rangers, hitting .279, he's come on lately. 9 homers, 35 runs batted in. He had a 3-hit game for the Marlins last night in New York against the Mets. Throw to second. Walker wasn't all the way to the bag. Had he been there, it had a chance to be a much closer play.
Yeah, that's a pretty quick move right there by Kim. Look how quickly he spins around, and that's the reason Walker was not there in time. That's much quicker than you see most pitches on a pickoff attempt at second base.
The ball up and in on Rodriguez. Signed by the Marlins as a free agent in January. We mentioned he's been a hot hitter lately. And very hot lately with men in scoring position. 11 for his last 22. Right off the end of the bat and a foul ball wide of first.
I would imagine, Sean, there'd be some adjustment for a guy like Rodriguez, who spent his whole career in the American League, to come over and see these pitches for the first time. And, you know, the good hitters, it may take a little while, but eventually they're going to rise to the top. And as you mentioned, Sean, he's starting to swing the bat very well.
Trying to deliver Juan Pierre from second with one out, just underway in the first. We were talking with one of the Marlins broadcasters before the game, John Shambi, about Rodriguez. He also talked about the adjustment in playing half your games in a much different home park. We saw over the years in Texas, Rodriguez, a great hitter all over the field, but particularly to right center. They're determined to keep Pierre close at second, and right center field is a launch to hit it out of their stadium in Florida, Pro Player Stadium, whereas the ball used to carry very well to a relatively short right center field down in Arlington. Fouled off the mitt of Veritek. 1-2 on the 10-time Gold Glove winner, Pudge Rodriguez, who's hit .284 in 44 career games here at Fenway. He has been walking more than usual as a National Leaguer. He already walked 34 times this season. That's already the third highest season total of his career. Pulled foul.
Juan Pierre at second base. So this is when you want to steal third with one out, and he's doing everything possible to get a jump. But so far, Todd Walker and Kim have done a nice job of keeping him close to the bag. You like to get there with one out, then he can score on that sacrifice fly, or if the infield's back, the ground ball.
Pierre hit 2 stolen bases last night in New York. Fouled away to the right. Still 1-2 on Rodriguez, now 31 years old.
Well, it's been 2 weeks since we've worked together because we got rained out last week in Philadelphia. How did you enjoy the spring this year? Wasn't it wonderful?
We didn't have spring. We went from 55 and raining every day to 98 with a very high dew point. I'm still not buying 76 degrees at game.
No, I can't buy that either.
Little lob through into center field for a base hit. Pierre being waved around, and he will score, and the Marlins lead 1-0. So Pudge Rodriguez remains hot and knocks in his 36th run of the year.
Well, he's now 4 for 7 against Kim, and you'll see why right there with that swing. Rodriguez is one of those hitters who brings the hands inside the baseball, and of course with that ball running back in on him, he still can get the good part of the bat on it. He's not one of those guys that surrounds the ball. He's hands inside the ball, and he can handle the movement on that fastball from Kim. That's one of the reasons he's had that success.
And then he will still run from time to time. Ball one just low to Mike Lowell, the National League leader in homers with 24. He's third in runs batted in with 65. Hitting .290 for the year, having certainly an all-star caliber season. Lofts that down the left field line and just fouled.
Now this is one of those nights at Fenway where you have that breeze blowing out toward left field, and if you get the ball high enough, it's going to get a pretty good push out toward that wall. Hot, muggy night with a breeze in that direction. A hitter's night at Fenway. Those aren't thunder boomers, are they, Sean?
There have been some thunderstorms in the area, we are told. But it never rains at the ballpark, as we found out this spring.
That's right.
Well, we got our money's worth with that rain last Friday night in Philadelphia.
Oh,
too.
my goodness.
That was one of those rainouts where it wasn't like, well, let's sit around and wonder if we'll get this one in. Torrential rain.
What a pretty city when it's raining like it is, and you know everything's dark and dingy. And
it's a rough town, isn't it? I liked when we were driving back to the hotel how we noticed, and it's hard not to notice, that they parked the cars
in the middle of the
on
road.
Broad Street in Philadelphia, right in the middle of the road,
Yeah.
right between the lanes of traffic.
It's almost like if you could imagine a trolley car going right down the center. That's how they park their cars,
Yeah, they
right?
do.
Yeah.
Right along the center line, basically. 1-2 on Lowell. And that's line to second. Walker caught it. Easy double play. But the Marlins get a run on 2 hits, and after half inning they lead 1-0. After half inning, Florida has a 1-0 lead. The Red Sox lineup is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. As Boston goes for its 5th straight win, Grady Little has Johnny Damon, the center fielder, leading off, then Todd Walker, the second baseman, Nomar Garcia-Parra, the shortstop. The cleanup hitter, left fielder Manny Ramirez. David Ortiz is the DH tonight. Kevin Millar at first base, bats 6th. Then Trot Nixon in right field, Bill Miller, the third baseman, and the catcher Jason Varitek hitting 9th.
The defense tonight for the Marlins, they're 4th in the National League, only 43 errors on the season. Mike Lowell will be at third base. Alex Gonzalez, the shortstop, Louis Castillo at second, and Derek Lee at first. Left to right, Miguel Cabrera, Juan Pierre, and Juan Encarnacion. Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate. He is in goal there because he's a Gold Glove winner. And, of course, on the mound, Carl Pavano, former member of the Red Sox organization. Start number 17 for Pavano. He is 6-8. Very good control. Only 16 walks in 69 innings. And opponents hitting .259 off Pavano.
And he's on the outside corner twice to Johnny Damon, who wasn't sure about either call. Damon's average coming up .255. 6 homers, 33 runs batted in. Again at the outside corner, this time wide. Damon had a 13-game hitting streak come to an end on Wednesday. That might have been strike 3. Pavano didn't get that close call. Jerry talked about Pavano's control. He leads the National League in fewest walks per 9 innings, averaging 1.4 walks per 9. He hasn't given up a walk in his last 15 1/3 innings.
And like a lot of guys that do that, Sean, with excellent control, challenge hitters, they do give up some home runs. He's given up 12 home runs so far this season.
That's twice as many as anybody else on the Florida staff. Base hit for Damon down the first base and right field line. Encarnacion over to play it, but there's nothing he can do to prevent Johnny Damon from reaching second base.
13-game hitting streak came to a stop for Damon on Wednesday. He had yesterday off, and maybe the off day has done him some good. Breaking ball, a slider right down that first base line. The ball ricochets off the wall out to Encarnacion, an easy leadoff double for Johnny Damon.
His 22nd of the season, moving him into a tie for 8th in the American League in that category. So the tying run in scoring position with nobody out here in the first, and the batter Todd Walker at .302, 6 homers, 40 runs batted in. Turn to bunt.
Seems pretty strange the way the Red Sox have been swinging the bat and scoring a lot of runs, playing for the one early run to tie the ball game. Walker might have been doing that on his own.
Mike Cubbage, the Red Sox third base coach. They are in at the corners, particularly the third baseman Lowell. No sign of a bunt this time, and a ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Walker. .325 for the year with men in scoring position, with .375 since April 22nd. field line foul this time. He got out ahead of an off-speed pitch. One and two as Pavano works to Walker. Up and away. Pavano, of course, a New England native from Connecticut, born in New Britain, went to high school in Southington, Connecticut. Graduated from Southington High School in 1994, played for a state championship team there. There was a 13th round draft choice of the Red Sox in the June draft. Would have been a higher round pick, but he had announced his intention to go to Louisiana State University, which coincidentally is the school that was attended by the man at the plate, Todd Walker. Pavano signed with the Red Sox instead. Made it as high as AAA with Pawtucket in 1997. And then was traded in the offseason after the 97 season of Montreal in the deal that brought Pedro Martinez to the Red Sox. Sinking fast and center and in for a hit. Around to the plate comes Damon with the game's first run for Boston. It's a 1-1 game as Todd Walker continues to produce with runners in scoring position. That's his 42nd RBI.
Yeah, Walker had only been 1 for 7 against Pavano in his career. He had a very good pitch there. That pitch was tailing down and away. And even with nobody out, they're going to challenge the arm of Juan Pierre in center field. Does not have a very good throwing arm. And Mike Cub is just sending home Johnny Damon. He scores easily to tie this ball game up.
Now Nomar Garcia-Parra up to 343. He's fourth in the American League. 11 homers, 52 runs batted in. Swing and a miss.
I think Nomar's enjoyed hitting at Fenway this year. 411 here at Fenway Park as we look at the league leaders in batting. Mora, Ichiro, Bradley, and then Garcia-Parra at 343.
You're right. He's hit in 29 games in a row here at Fenway. And 35 of 36 at home, and he's going to extend now with a ball about halfway up on the wall. Fielded by Pierre. Garcia-Parra into second with a double. That's his 112th hit of the season. That ties him with Ichiro and with Albert Pujols of St. Louis for the major league lead in hits.
Garcia-Parra picks up his 22nd double of the season. I'll tell you what, we've seen him, Sean, go through a lot of hot streaks in his career, but I don't ever recall one as hot as what he's in right now. And for the good, solid, hard contact that he's making throughout this streak.
And he joins Johnny Damon as part of that tie for 8th in the league in doubles. 3 straight hits to start the game. Red Sox picking up right where they left off at the end of that Detroit series when they pounded the Tigers for 4 straight days. Manny tees off high and deep to left and gone over the monster seats. A 3-run homer and the Red Sox lead 4-1.
Well, we mentioned that Pavano has a tendency to give up home runs. Manny on the first pitch, a breaking ball, a slider that stays inside, and that's not where you want to leave the slider to Manny Ramirez. Home run 17, and he picks up his 58th, 59th, and 60th runs batted into the season.
He is the team leader in runs batted in and home runs. 4 straight hits. Nothing cheap about any of them. 3 extra base hits already for the Red Sox. 2 doubles and a home run. Still nobody out. Ortiz up there with a count of 1-1 now. David is hitting .287. 3 homers and 33 runs batted in. Just missed.
When you make mistakes against good hitters like Manny Ramirez, he's going to make you pay. Look where Pudge Rodriguez is set up, and look where the pitch is. And when you make that kind of mistake against a guy like Manny Ramirez, you're very lucky if it stays in the park.
Ortiz smashes one toward the right field corner. That'll bounce all the way to the wall. Encarnacion plays it as Ortiz chugs into second with the Red Sox 4th extra base hit of the inning and 3rd double. And right now Carl Pavano has nothing.
No, and I'll tell you, if you only get a single, you shouldn't be able to play tonight. Walker should be removed from the lineup. 3 doubles and a home run and a single to start this game. That ball stays inside, and Ortiz, who has been hot, shoots it down in the corner. You see the frustration on Pavano. He is quickly going to get a little meeting from his pitching coach.
Wayne Rosenthal is their pitching coach. He's their 2nd pitching coach of the year. Of course, they also fired the manager, Jeff Torborg. And the pitching coach, Brad Arnsberg, went with Torborg. Rosenthal and Jack McKeon, the new pitching coach and manager, respectively. And Michael Tejera warming up in the bullpen. And you know, Pavano wanted to perform well back here at Fenway Park. Friends and relatives in attendance. And so far, he has not proven to be a mystery for Red Sox hitters. There's Jack McKeon. You had a good look at Jack. They've played well under Jack McKeon. 6 games above 500 since he took over. They're 24-18. Coming up on 800 wins as a major league manager. When he gets to that milestone, he'll be the 63rd manager in Major League history to reach it.
And they tell us that his reaction toward play is a bit different than Jeff Torborg. Jeff a little bit more laid back, and they say McKeon's a guy that's not afraid to get into your face.
Kevin Millar looked at ball 1. He's the 6th batter of the inning, still nobody out. And there's a strike over the outside part of the plate. Millar hitting .316. 12 homers, 55 runs batted in. He's been another very hot hitter lately for the Red Sox over the last 6 games. 12 for 27, a .444 average with 8 runs batted in. Base hit, shallow right center. Ortiz waved around. He's going to score. The Red Sox lead 5-1. Millar didn't hit it very hard, but that was another very poorly located pitch by Carl Pavano.
See, that's what Millar does very well, though. You know, he'll go to the opposite field. He doesn't get pull conscious with men in scoring position. Man on second base, the ball is the inside part of the plate, but he'll move that ball the other way to make contact and pick up the RBI. And boy, it's going to be a quick night here for Carl Pavano.
He'll get the hook without retiring a Red Sox batter. He faced 6 men. All 6 of them had hits. 5 runs are in, and he's responsible for Kevin Millar at first as he departs. Great start to this one for the Red Sox. They lead 5-1. Tejera, the new pitcher, when we come back.
Back at Fenway, the Red Sox with a 5-1 lead, and Carl Pavano does not record an out in this ball game against his former organization. A very quick night. He'll be taken over by Michael Tejera, who has done some starting pitching for the Marlin Ball Club. As a starter, 1-3. He has pitched much better out of the bullpen. This will be his 25th appearance overall, a 1-3 record. You see the remainder of the numbers for Tejera.
He's in to face Trot Nixon with Kevin Millar at first. Still nobody out. Pavano threw 22 pitches in his very short outing. And Nixon continues the hit parade, greeting Tejera with a line drive to right for a base hit. Millar stopped at second. 7 hits in a row to open the game for the Red Sox.
Trot Nixon only hitting .191 against left-handed pitching this season, but he jumps on that first fastball and hits a rocket right by the second baseman Castillo for the base hit.
Trot had 3 hits yesterday, so he continues hot. Here's Bill Miller, switch hitting third baseman, batting from the right side against the left-hander.
Do you remember that fake bunt attempt by Walker? They were playing for 1 run. I think Todd might have been doing that on his own.
Think we'll see Miller bunting here?
I doubt it. Right now, you don't want to give him an out.
.315 average for the year for Miller. That's just out of the top 10 in the American League. With .310 right-handed, looping breaking ball in for a strike. Miller in an 0-2 hole. Tejera's from Cuba. 26 years old, just 5'9". Still 0-2. This was the second career appearance for Carl Pavano at Fenway Park, and neither went very well. Pitched 4 innings the last time he was here and gave up 5 runs. Pitched 0 innings tonight and so far responsible for 5.
And it's going to be a long wait till his next start. Getting knocked out in the first inning. It's a long 4 days between starts.
Tejera just missed. He was a 6th round draft choice of the Marlins in 1995. Last year, his first full season in the majors. He got into 47 games, dividing his time between the bullpen and the starting rotation. Millar at second, Nixon at first. And the 1-2 to Miller. Hit on the ground, just foul. Inches from the Red Sox 8th straight hit.
Bill Miller has fallen out of the top 10 now in hitting, starting this game at .315. .318 gets you into the top 10. Garrett Anderson at .318, number 10 in the league.
Jason Varitek on deck, and the 1-2 pitch is high. Red Sox, and still nobody out in the bottom of the first. The 2-2 to Miller. Bounced foul. Tejera defected from Cuba. He was a member of the Cuban junior national team. And while that team was passing through the Miami International Airport on their way to Connecticut to train for the 1994 World Championships in Canada, Tejera defected. On the graduating from high school in Miami. He still lives in Miami. Carl Pavano's performance tonight, just the 3rd time in Marlins history that their starting pitcher has failed to record an out. You're wondering, the Red Sox record for most consecutive hits is 10. They have 7 right now and a full count on Miller. The runners go, and the pitch is ball 4 low. 8 men in a row have reached. That's the first walk.
Now McKeon getting on the home plate umpire a little bit on that last call. Where was that last pitch?
Looked to be low, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Looked to be down and in. I think Jack right now begging to get anything he can to get an out. left inside. Pudge Rodriguez so ready to make that throw to third base. Pudge has thrown out 41% of the runners, so he hasn't lost much going into the National League.
The ninth batter of the inning, Jason Varitek, with the bases loaded and nobody out. 5-1 Red Sox. And an off-speed pitch low. Varitek's had a very nice week, both offensively and defensively. His average .279, 12 homers. That's already 2 more than all of last season. And 40 runs batted in. He's homered in each of the last 2 games. He went off the pesky pole yesterday.
I am officially starting the Jason Varitek for All-Star push. Now this year it's a little bit different. The fans vote, but also the players vote, and you can vote for players on your own team. And I'm sure Varitek got a number of votes from his teammates yesterday when they did vote.
One would hope. He's very deserving. When you look around the American League, you ask yourself, well, who else is more deserving among the catchers? Chased a pitch that might have been low with the count 2-0. Here's a look at his long balls. That was the homer on Wednesday, and you raved about this defensive play for quite a while as I was watching the game the other night, and understandably so.
I couldn't get over it, Sean. I mean, that's one of the best catches tags I've ever seen, and of course yesterday the home run right off the pesky pole.
On the right field line, just foul.
And that play at home plate came at a very key time of the game. You know, it was a 1-run ball game, and he makes that play like that, and there's not many catches that can do that.
Saw Jason's career numbers. He's just 1 for 12 this season with the bases loaded. The 2-2 from Tejera. Bounced up the middle, base hit. Out of the reach of Gonzalez. Millar scores. And Nixon is in as well. The Red Sox have batted around in the first, and all 9 men have reached 8 hits and a walk, and it's 7-1 Boston.
And for Varitek, he just continues to hit, and especially from the right side of the plate. It looked like for a second Gonzalez was going to make a great play diving for this ball, but it gets by him. And Varitek will pick up his 41st and 42nd RBI of the season.
One of those runs charged to Pavano. His book is closed. He gave up 6 hits and 6 runs without retiring a batter, including 1 home run. Tejera has given up a run on 2 hits and a walk. He hasn't retired anybody either. Johnny Damon back at the plate. 1 strike to count. He started this inning with a double, and he scored the first of the 7 runs. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. The team in the first inning come up with all 9 men, reach base by a hit or a walk.
Not been out yet.
Manny Ramirez with the only homer of the inning. Flipped away by Damon. 1-2.
Tejera is showing a pretty good curveball to these Red Sox hitters. It was the fastball that Varitek hit up the middle for the base hit. This even surprises yourself. You know, when you do this as a team right out of the chute, first inning, you're even surprised by it.
He did it against the pitcher Pavano, who had thrown well in his last couple of outings prior to tonight. Gave up just 2 runs in 7 1/3 last time out against Tampa Bay, and 2 starts ago gave up 2 earned runs in 8 innings against the New York Mets. Facing a much better lineup than those 2 teams tonight. Again slapped away to the left by Damon. Tejera trying to get the first out of the night for a Marlins pitchers. 2-2 to Damon. Lashed foul over the Florida dugout. And that skipped way up by the grandstand seats. Another 2-2 pitch. Another foul ball to the left.
Well, we've seen a couple of lefties against O'Hara have pretty good at bats. Dixon, first pitch hitting, picked up a base hit. A good battle put on here by Johnny Damon.
O'Hara looking in for a long time for the sign. Finally stepped off. Damon at the plate. Miller at second. Varitek at first. Breaking ball hammered toward the right field corner. And off the wall on the fly. Miller scores. Varitek will score. The Red Sox lead 9-1. 10 men in a row have reached. Damon with his second hit of the inning. He has doubled and tripled.
Well, I mentioned O'Hara had a good curveball, but again, a mistaken location. He leaves his curveball inside to Johnny Damon, and Johnny Damon all over it. Just missed a home run. Right off that short wall out in right field. Damon with an easy triple, 2 RBI, and the beat goes on for the Red Sox. Now, I guess this inning will make pitchers talk to themselves on the way back to the mound.
Fourth triple of the year for Damon.
Number 12, Todd Walker.
9 hits and a walk as all 10 Red Sox hitters have reached. A 9-run first inning. I'm sure the Red Sox statistical folks are pouring through their record books. We'll put this in perspective for you as soon as the information is passed along.
Where's Kim? Is Kim in that dugout? He must have a smile on his face somewhere in that dugout. Not bad when you pitch 1 inning and you got yourself an 8-run lead already and there's still nobody out.
In a 47-pitch inning so far for the Marlins pitchers, still nobody out. 1-1 the count now on Walker. He singled to knock in the first run of this inning and scored the second run. Red Sox have been at bat for 30 minutes now without making it out. 2-1 the count on Walker. Damon started with a double. Walker singled to knock him in. Garcia Parra doubled off the wall and left. Walker to third. Manny Ramirez a 3-run homer. Then Ortiz doubled to right. Millar singled to center to knock him in. Nixon single to right. Miller walked. Varitek with the bases loaded single to knock in 2. And then Damon triple to drive in a run. The 9 runs scored before the first out has been made. Ties the major league record. Philadelphia did it against the Giants in 1948. So if they can get another run in here before the first out is made, they'll set the major league record and have it all by themselves.
Yeah, you've seen history. They get one more here.
They always talk about one of the great things about going to the ballpark. You never know when you might see something you have not seen before.
That's right.
He should steal home to set the record.
Oh, that'd be nice. I think there'd be a brawl that'd probably last in a Sunday. How about, yeah, that's another one. How about a little squeeze play here?
Yeah, but then you'd give up an out, perhaps.
Yeah.
Even without the brawl, this inning might last until Sunday.
Hey, you're here, right?
It has to be. Last time we were on the air, we had that 14-inning extravaganza a couple of Sundays ago. Fouled wide at first. The full count for Walker with Garcia Parra on deck. Nomar to follow. 3-2 from Tejera. Base hit. There's the major league record. 10 runs in the first inning before an out has been made by the Red Sox. Todd Walker with his second RBI single of the inning. And Jack McKeon on his way back to the mound. He'll go for his third pitcher of the inning. Neither of the first two retired a Red Sox hitter. Major league record, 10 runs scored before the first out made here in the first inning by the Red Sox. We'll return to Fenway Park with the Red Sox leading 10-1 right after this. Amazing start to this one, record-setting start. The Red Sox have scored 10 runs on 10 hits and a walk without making it out. Major league record for runs scored before the first out. Already 2 Florida pitchers have tried and failed to record the first out of the night. And here's the hit by Todd Walker that knocked Michael Tejera out of the ball game.
That's the one that set the record for the Red Sox. Walker already with 2 hits in the game, 2 singles, 2 RBI. And they'll try somebody new. Alan Leveralt will come in. Leveralt from Westport, Massachusetts. Fans around here may remember him. Very successful high school career. Making his 19th appearance, a record of 1-0. All those appearances out of the bullpen. Called up from Albuquerque late in April.
There's a lot of the family members and relatives here watching him pitch tonight. Making his first appearance ever at Fenway Park, formerly a Milwaukee Brewer. And he's gone to 3-0 with Garcia Parra. Trying to make it 12 men in a row to reach to start the game. Nomar doubled off the wall in left center and scored in the first. Taking all the way, it's a strike. Tejera faced 5 batters, allowed 4 hits and a walk. Gave up 4 runs, and he's responsible for Walker. A pop foul back this way. And a catch made by Rodriguez. A mock cheer goes up from the crowd on the 59th pitch of the inning from a Marlins pitcher, the first out.
And after the boo for the out, now the Red Sox get a standing ovation for what they just accomplished.
Probably the least likely guy to make the out, Nomar, who's as hot as anybody in baseball right now. They should have put the Westport guy in a lot sooner. They could have saved themselves some of these problems, the Marlins. Here's Ramirez, who crushed the homer off Pavano over everything and left. 3-run shot from Manny in the first inning. Check swing lob. That's the way the inning's going. Base hit over the head of Derek Lee. On the third, Walker. And he'll be held by Mike Cubbage as Encarnacion flipped it back in. So Manny has 2 hits in the inning. He's the 3rd Red Sox hitter with 2 hits in the inning. Damon and Walker have already done it.
And you kind of get the feeling it might not be the Marlins' night tonight.
What was your first clue?
Old Manny jammed on that with an inside fastball, checks his swing, and drops in a base hit. Jack's got to start wondering, I can't go through this whole bullpen here tonight. Somebody's going to have to take a pounding for a long period of time because you can get them wiped out for the weekend.
11 hits in the inning. David Ortiz doubled to right and scored. This is the 29th time in their history the Red Sox have scored 10 or more runs in 1 inning. Last time they did it was last year, as you might expect, against Tampa Bay on July 23rd of 2002. So we'll be getting a lot of other factoids when this inning is over about the historical significance of what we've been witnessing.
Speaking of Tampa Bay, did you hear the tirade Lou Piniella went off on Ben Grieve?
Yes.
I think Lou's had enough.
Yeah. Well, you knew that was bound to happen. How many games did it take? They've had 57.
Yeah. I guess in case you didn't hear, for strike 3 to end the game, the pitch was kind of a questionable high pitch, and Ben didn't say anything to the umpire, and I guess Lou asked about it. He says, I forget exactly what his quote was.
Lou
didn't
claims
matter.
Grieve said it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, and that's when Lou just snapped and went off. It doesn't matter.
I believe we heard what Gordon Need say on the pregame show on Nesson tonight that Grieve maintains he did not say that.
Well, that's how Lou understood it.
Yes. And they are opposite. Ben Grieve, a very laid-back young guy, and certainly Lou is about as intense and fiery as anybody in baseball. 3-2 pitch is ball 4. Ortiz walks. Just the second walk of the inning, though. If you're looking for a bright spot for these Marlins pitchers, they've had pretty good control.
Number 15, Kevin Millar.
This inning began for the Red Sox at 7:16. It is 7:55. Bases loaded, 1 out, 10-1 Red Sox. Here's Kevin Millar, who singled to center to knock in a run and scored. Every Red Sox hitter has scored at least 1 run. Damon has scored twice.
Millar was the subject of some harsh feelings, I think, from the Marlins when they thought he was headed over to Japan and then ended up signing with the Red Sox.
Just outside. Leveralt. Hit in the air behind second base out into shallow right center. Pierre, who plays a very deep center field, makes the catch. They're going to try it. Walker coming to the plate, and he scores. As the throw got by Pudge Rodriguez. He didn't really give it the all-out effort to field that throw. So Millar has his second RBI of the inning on a sacrifice fly. Walker scores for the second time, and it's 11-1.
A lot of center fielders, they would not even try this, and I think even Pierre was surprised that Walker was tagging on this. The ball bounces right up over the head of Pudge Rodriguez, and the Red Sox pick up their 11th run.
Is that at all, Jerry, as Nixon takes ball, the kind of thing that might irritate a team that's already behind 10-1?
I don't think so. You're in the first inning. You know the scouting report on the center fielder who doesn't throw that well. You pick up a run.
When you're getting lit up like this, are you supposed to knock somebody down at some point?
I don't think you stop. Well, that's a different story. I mean, you would think at some point one of these pitches from the Marlins might have buzzed one inside just to send a message. That hasn't happened. But as far as stop trying to score runs in the first inning, no, absolutely not. Now, I wouldn't put on a squeeze or a hit and run or something like that. But you get a chance to score on a sacrifice fly, you score.
11 runs on 11 hits and 2 walks. 3-0 the count on Nixon. He singled to right off Tejera. He was the first batter to face Tejera. Tejera gave up 5 runs all earned on 4 hits and a walk in 0 innings. Nixon is the 16th batter of the inning. I've never said that before, Jerry.
I don't think I've ever been involved in anything like this.
There's a strike. The Red Sox have been up for 42 minutes. Bounced foul. Full count with 2 outs. The runners will be going. And Miller on deck. He's the Red Sox number 8 hitter in their order tonight with a chance to bat for the second time in the first inning. Marlins pitchers, Jerry, have now thrown by my unofficial count 75 pitches.
Pavano 22, Tejera 32. And Lavralt 22 with that one. Oh, come on. I'll give him a break. It was clearly a ball. Nixon walks. The second given up by the Westport High graduate.
Sean, stop begging.
You think if ever an umpire might have a little bit of compassion, this might be the circumstance.
You know what would have been great about this if somebody like had been dropped in the lineup for the Red Sox, like they used to hitting high in the lineup. They hit it. You get 2 at-bats in the first inning. How can he complain? So, you know, it's like, oh, I'm not going to get up to the 3rd inning. I don't like that. Most of these guys are going to get 2 at-bats in the first inning.
Yeah, if Miller can reach, they'll all have 2 at-bats in the first inning. All 9 of them. Miller walked and scored. He rips one foul. The 1-1 pitch. Backdoor breaking ball missed. Al graduated from Westport High in 1995. Played baseball, basketball, and soccer. He went on to Rhode Island Community College. There was a JUCO All-American. Slicing foul and left. The fly ball from Miller. That was the 80th pitch of the inning. Pavano and Tejera are still here to witness the rest of this.
They may be afraid to walk by their manager, Jack McKeon.
Now the 2-2 to Miller. Up and away. So a full count with 2 outs. The runners will be on the move. Veritek on deck. Red Sox with a chance to bat around twice if Miller can reach. Line to left center, and that'll be in for a hit. Ramirez has scored. Ortiz is in. On to third goes Nixon on a double by Miller. It's 13-1. Rosenthal on his way back to the mound. No action in the Florida bullpen.
I kind of give up analyzing this because there's only so many ways you can analyze hits. There's one to the opposite field for Miller.
13 runs, 12 hits. It's a team record for runs in the first inning. Veritek takes a ball blown away. And if he could hit one out of here, the Red Sox would tie the team record for most runs in any inning, which is 17. Against Detroit, June 18th of 1953. Ball 2 up and away. Veritek singled to center to knock in 2. That was against Tejera, batting right-handed, so he has a chance to have a hit from each side of the plate in the first. He also has a chance to walk or to load the bases. If he had a home run, it would not tie the record to make it 16. Bases are not loaded. There were runners at second and third. Taking all the way, it's a strike. Johnny Damon on deck with a chance to bat for the 3rd time in the first inning. Ball 4. Veritek reaches for the 2nd time. Jack McKeon's probably thinking that time away from managing wasn't such a bad thing.
This is, I mean, you have to feel sorry for him right here. I mean, this is gotten completely out of hand.
And Jack shaking his head almost as if to say, you know, we're not going to warm up anybody else. We got a weekend series to play here. Somebody's going to have to take the beating. And Might be the hometown guy.
Yeah, this has all the makings of a game where a position player comes in to pitch at the end.
Here's Johnny Damon. He doubled and scored. Leading off the game, he tripled in the second at bat of this inning to drive in a run and scored again. Batting with the bases loaded. And 2 outs. And a strike on the corner.
Even one of the outs in this inning was a productive out. The sacrifice fly by Millar.
To left and another hit. Nixon scores. They're going to wave around Miller, and that is going to end the inning. Runs in the first, and Miller cut down trying to make it 15. The hits just kept on coming in a record-setting first inning for the Red Sox. They were back for 50 minutes. Bill Miller begins the Red Sox third. Red Sox batting with a 16-1 lead. If you tuned in late, they scored 14 runs in the first and 2 more on an Ortiz homer in the second. Andy Fox takes over for Mike Lowell at third base for Florida. Al Leveralt missed outside, and there's Mike Redmond, the new catcher. So Pudge Rodriguez will have the rest of this steamy night off. Miller drives one to right. Encarnacion watching that one go. Home run, Bill Miller. And it's 17-1. Third home run of the night for the Red Sox. Miller's second hit. He had a 2-run double and a walk previously. He's driven in 3 runs tonight. 17 runs for Boston.
And Miller, who had been slumping, was 0 for 4 in the ball game yesterday, but 2 for 2, a couple of RBI, and picks up his 5th home run of the season. Yeah, that ball ended up over the Red Sox bullpen.
Jason Varitek quickly in the 0-2 hole. He's had a perfect night so far. He singled to drive in 2 in his first at bat of the first inning and scored. He walked and was stranded when Miller was thrown out at the plate to end the inning. Late swing of a foul ball into the Florida dugout.
Think I got a collector's item here, Sean?
I am going to log on to the RemyReport.com tonight and watch the action for this scorecard. This is an historic scorecard.
I bet it's pretty busy already.
Would you like mine too? If there's some other listener out there who would like
Do you keep them?
A scorecard you can actually read?
Well, half the fun of getting this one is you can't read it.
Yes, it is.
It takes you months and months to decide what.
Like cracking a code. Varitek strikes out for the first out of the inning. And with all this damage so far, Jerry, that's the first strikeout by a Red Sox batter.
Join the Red Sox wives for a picnic in the park Sunday night right here at Fenway. Guests will enjoy a picnic on the field, a sports memorabilia auction, entertainment, and a chance to meet many of your favorite Red Sox. Ticket proceeds will benefit the Red Sox Foundation and the American Diabetes Association. To reserve your spot, call 1-888-DIABETES or email your name, address, and phone number to Red Sox Wives at diabetes.org.
Johnny Damon with a chance to hit for the cycle. Those 3 hits were all in the first inning as he tied the major league record for hits in an inning. He and Gene Stevens, the only players ever to have 3 hits in an inning. He doubled, tripled, and singled. Scored twice and drove in 2. He's the homer to hit for the cycle.
If he were to hit a home run right now, that'd have to be the quickest cycle in the history of baseball.
I would think so by the 3rd inning.
Yeah.
It could not possibly be any faster.
The first 4 at-bats?
No. Pulls that foul. First left the bat, you had to think about the pesky pull.
Damon makes a bid.
Wow.
A clearly hooking foul. That's a good area for him to go in, hooking around the pole.
Foul tipped into the mid of Redmond for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the third.
Second baseman, number 12, Todd Walker.
And the batter, Todd Walker. He's had a perfect night. 2 singles and a walk. He has scored 3 runs already and driven into. Despite all the carnage, that's really the first pitch that's been anywhere near a Red Sox batter from a Florida pitcher tonight.
Yep, the Marlin pitchers have been wearing out home plate.
Breaking ball for a strike. 1-1. The starter Pavano did not retire anybody, gave up 6 runs. Michael Tejera did not retire any of the 5 men he faced, gave up 5 runs, and so far 6 runs charged to LeBron. Oh, Pedro bringing another fan behind the dugout. Just missed. And a full count on Walker.
Whoa, 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 whoa. This is prime time. This is not late night.
Three-2 is slapped out of play. I think she was just looking for a convenient place to keep her souvenir.
Keep it safe.
What is she doing now?
I don't know. I really don't want to look.
Line to center and in for a hit. Walker's 3rd hit. He's been on base 4 times in 3 innings.
The shortstop, number 5, Nomar Garciaparra.
16 hits for the Red Sox with 2 outs in the 3rd, and here's Garciaparra, who, relatively speaking, has had a quiet night. Red Sox have made 8 outs so far. Nomar's made 2 of them, and he's about to make another on a little pop-up as he was jammed. Gonzalez the catch. Garciaparra now 1 for 4. The Red Sox had another on the Miller home run. The 5th of the first pitch from Olson, swung on and missed by Todd Walker. He's had a perfect night. 19-5 Red Sox. Walker has 3 singles and a walk. He scored 3 times and knocked in 2. Freddie Sanchez to follow, and then Doug Mirabelli. Tuned in late. The Red Sox scored a team record 14 first inning runs. They scored 10 before an out was made. That's also a major league record. One and 2 the count on Walker. Olson came in last inning, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, all with 2 outs. Took a diving catch by Pierre to limit the damage to just that. Foul. I think we have a case a little later on for Danny Roach, this booth next to us, because there are 2 radio broadcast teams in there. They're sitting very close to each other. There they are, the booth next to us. The gentlemen in the light blue shirts are from Korea, we believe. I think that's KBS, the Korean broadcasting system, you think? I don't speak Korean, so
I'm quite sure it is with Kim pitching this
I didn't know they had the same letters as us, the same alphabet and everything. But they do, KBS. And then that's not Nesson. That's our sign from Nesson is over there. They're Spanish radio, we believe, next time. There's no partition in that booth. I mean, they're right next to you. They can hear every word that each other says. I would think that would be jarring if you're driving around in your car in Korea and all of a sudden you're hearing Spanish, thinking, what is happening here?
Yeah, we'll send Rochi in there with the handheld mic, and maybe we can pick up some of the broadcast. The guy here, he looks like he's had enough.
2-2 pitch is grounded foul. Yeah, I think those are the Marlins Spanish radio.
Yeah.
So, matter of fact, he's quit. He took his headset off. Let Mr. Binoculars handle the rest of this one.
He doesn't even have the headset on, huh?
No, he's had enough.
No mas.
I don't know what Mr. Binoculars, or Senior Binoculars, I should call him, perhaps, was looking at over there, because there was nobody near the bullpen.
I think he's looking out toward the monster seats.
I think he's checking for hotties in the crowd, if you want to know the truth.
It's the first time he's...
Senoritas.
No, I think the direction he's looking is, I think he's looking out toward the monster seats, so they have not seen those yet. First time in for the Marlins with the new seats. The other fellow's going to the media guy now.
He's got to read a book now. He's had enough of watching the game. The 2-2 pitch.
I don't think I've ever seen that before, Sean, where two broadcast groups are using the same booth.
Well, in the postseason, sometimes you see that. The wide variety of broadcasters from all over the world who come for the World Series.
Yeah.
Now they got jammed into booths, but it's highly unusual for a regular season game.
Oh, that's what he was looking at, you see?
The Remy sign?
Yeah. Can't figure it out.
Well, it's not in Spanish.
Who's Rem Dog? Is he in the game?
Well, hey, even in Korea, they know the Rem Dog.
The monster. Pretty active crowd out there tonight, enjoying themselves as always in the monster seats.
12th pitch of the at-bat for Walker. And he succumbs via the strikeout. Dan Roach is standing by with some special people. Roachy.
The shortstop, number 26.
Hello, Dan Roach. Where's Roachy? Did we lose him? Apparently there he is. He's having technical issues.
Go ahead, Dan.
Dan Roach. Dan looks like he got some sun today. Probably out golfing. Sanchez up for the first time tonight. I hope he can get on. He's with a group of young ladies from Notre Dame Academy in Hingham, which is a great school down on the South Shore. And they're celebrating their 150th anniversary this year. And as a part of that celebration, there's a large group of Notre Dame folks here tonight.
I'm sure once Dan gets that microphone fixed and worked out, I'm sure he'll be doing the interview. Dead battery, I hear.
It can be replaced, we hope. We'll try to see if we can squeeze him in. Sanchez, foul tip went into the mid of Redmond. Two and two on Freddie. He's been up 20 times with 5 hits since coming up from Pawtucket. Strike 3 outside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kevin Olson.
Well, it's not too late to order your 2003 subscription to Red Sox Magazine, the official Red Sox Magazine. Receive all 7 editions of this expanded magazine, including the spring training, April, and May issues while supplies last. For details and ordering information, please send an email to soxpubs@redsox.com.
That's all the things in this game tonight that we can't figure out, but How is the spring training edition still available?
There's still maybe just 2 or 3 left.
That is so good that I can't believe there are still any left. Doug Mirabelli came in last inning and struck out as a pinch hitter for Manny Ramirez. Red Sox lead 19-5.
How's Dan doing out there?
You know, he's probably, I would imagine Bob Qua, somebody is running out a new battery to Rochi. Maybe we can borrow one from the booth next door. Do they have the same batteries, you know, in Korea that we would have here?
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe we can ask them.
A nice yellow microphone.
Yeah, the red one.
Very
Some
sharp
mic stands.
Very nice looking shirts.
gesture. We can go over and get them a stand to hold the mic, so you don't have to hold it the whole time.
Good looking shirts.
What's it say, Harvard? Mirabelli lobs one toward the left field corner, and that's in for a hit as it bounces to the 310 marker. That's a hit for Mirabelli. So 10 different Red Sox have reached base tonight.
We have this mid-game notes that they have given out here at Fenway. I don't really recall seeing this before.
Well, they've needed to update with all the historic things going on, some of which, most of which we've covered as we've gone along. But for those of you who are tuning in recently, the 14-run first inning for the Red Sox tied the American League record for most runs scored in a first inning. The only other American League team to score 14 in the first, the Cleveland Indians, June 18th of 1950, the second game of a doubleheader. Ortiz a swing and a miss. The 14 runs in the first inning, the Red Sox record. They matched the second most runs scored in a single inning in Red Sox history. They also scored 14 in an inning July 4th, 1948 against Philadelphia in the 7th inning, and the club record for runs in an inning 17 June 18th, 1953 against Detroit here at Fenway in the 7th inning. Ortiz has another hit. Mirabelli being waved around, and he will score. And the Red Sox continue their string of having scored in every inning. The last 2 innings they've had to do it with 2 outs. Ortiz has his 3rd hit. He's on base for the 4th time. He needs the triple to hit for the cycle now. And he's driven in 3 runs tonight. It's an even 20 for the Red Sox. 20-5.
With the 3 RBI on the night for Ortiz, that takes his total now to 36 on the season. Remember, this guy did not have an awful lot of playing time early in the season.
Millar took a strike. He is singled to knock in a run, and he scored in the first. He had a sac fly later in the first. He walked in the second, doubled and scored last inning. And that's pretty well hit to right. Encarnacion ambles back to make the catch and end the inning. After 5, the Red Sox lead 20-5.
Back at a very quiet Fenway Park, the Red Sox with the 20-5 lead, and
Attention, please.
new pitcher coming on and will have all the time he needs to get ready will be Blaine Neal. Neal recalled from Albuquerque back on the 17th of June when Spoonie Barga was put on the disabled list. Overall, this will be his 16th appearance of the season. In 16 innings, 31 hits and 12 runs. He has walked 8, struck out 9. And he started to throw in that bullpen as soon as the accident did happen at the mound, so he should be not that far from being ready, and we can all just hope that everything is okay with Kevin Olson.
Really, the ball wound up in the dugout. Pitching coach Wayne Rosenthal over there with the ball. Walker wound up at second base, Damon to third with nobody out. And as Neal warms up, We will check the scores. Yankees beat the Mets, so the Red Sox will remain 2 games behind the New York Yankees. Tony Clark hit a home run for the Mets. David Wells got his 10th win. Montreal and Toronto, the Blue Jays win it 6-5, so they'll remain 3 behind the Yankees. Shannon Stewart and Vernon Wells hit home runs in the Toronto victory. Philadelphia and Baltimore tied at 1 in the 8th inning. Brennan Duckworth and Jason Johnson with a good pitcher's duel there. In the Battle of Chicago, the White Sox beat the Cubs again 4-3. Billy Koch, the winner in relief. Frank Thomas hit a home run. Texas and Houston, the Rangers lead the Astros 5-4 despite homers by Berkman and Ensberg. Freddie Sanchez the batter here. Arizona beat Detroit 8-3. Not a huge surprise after what we saw here the last 4 days. Sanchez a strikeout victim last time up. Cleveland beat Cincinnati 3-0. The combined 6-hitter Billy Traber the winner. Danny Baez the save. Atlanta and Tampa Bay, it's 8-2 Braves in the 9th. Andrew Jones, Chipper Jones, and Gary Sheffield have all homered. St. Louis and Kansas City in the Battle of Missouri. The Royals, who are suddenly hot again, 8-2 in their last 10 games, lead 3-2 despite homers by Jim Edmonds and Scott Rowland. Milwaukee's at Minnesota, and the Brewers lead 6-1. Strike on Sanchez. John Vanderwall a homer. San Diego and Seattle are just underway, scoreless in the first. Los Angeles and Anaheim, the same situation with Kevin Brown on the mound for the Dodgers. Oakland's at San Francisco in the Battle of the Bay. And Colorado and Pittsburgh in a lone National League game. Pittsburgh won it 5-3. Matt Stairs hit a home run. Two men in scoring position for Sanchez. He shoots one foul.
And given those scores, Sean, as you look at the standings, second half of the season could have some very interesting races around baseball. A lot of teams look like they're going to be in contention for a wild card spot. That's the National League Central. Chicago, St. Louis tied. Houston a half back. Cincinnati only 4 back. San Francisco and the Dodgers. Arizona has got back into the thing.
Yeah, 8 wins in a row for the Diamondbacks, and now 9 with their win at Detroit tonight.
How about Kansas City? Looked like they were falling out of the thing. All of a sudden they have a game lead over Minnesota.
I still think Chicago is a team you cannot count out in that division.
You're exactly right, because they haven't hit all season. They're just starting to hit now, and they're only 5.5 games back going into today's action.
And they won today, so they could pick up some ground in that division. The 3-2 pitch on the 8th pitch of the at-bat bounced up the middle, backhanded by Mordecai. Sanchez is out. A run scores. It's 21-5.
With all that said, with that many teams with a chance, you got to wonder what the trade market's going to be like when you get to the end of July. If all those teams think they have a chance to get in the postseason, obviously they're not going to be parting with some guys that maybe they would if they were out of the race. Don't you get the feeling now it's like everybody's had enough and they want to go home after that?
Yeah. I was just thinking during the break between, if 2 teams said, let's just end the game right here.
Nobody would complain.
Call it a night. Nobody would complain. Fly ball to shallow center. Pierre makes the catch. Walker coming plateward. He took a look, and it might have cost him. They've been running on Pierre all night. He doesn't have a strong arm, but perhaps Walker was a bit casual. You can understand if he's a little distracted after what transpired in this inning. It's a double play that ends the inning. The Red Sox get 1, and after 7, they lead 21-5.
From opening day to the final pitch, NESN is your home for Boston Red Sox baseball. Now let's return to Fenway with Sean and Jerry.
No nightcap tonight. But tomorrow night, is it on the Saturdays at 10 also? It's on every night at 10.
Every night at 10.
Set your watch by it. But I figured it out, Jerry. Okay, you want to try your dominant eye thing?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Probably easier without your glasses on. If you take your hands and put them in front of your eye like in a little circle like this, so that you can see, like put it in the middle so you can see with both eyes.
Yep.
Right? Dead straight ahead.
Yep.
In a tight circle.
Yeah.
All right. Close your right eye. Can you see? Don't move your hands. Can you see?
I can't close my right eye.
Oh.
Without holding it. I can see.
You can see. All right. Close your left eye. Do you still see through your hands?
Yeah.
Don't move your hands though. It's like that. Just keep.
Yeah, but I can't close my eye without holding it down.
Oh. Ortiz hit by a pitch. And is still face down in the dirt. And there's been a warning now. And Grady Little is coming out to check on Ortiz, who hasn't moved very much. Meanwhile, Jack McKeon is arguing the warning with the home plate umpire Mark Carlson.
Well, you know, you figured at some point in this game, the way the Red Sox were scoring runs and hitting, that someone would be moved off the plate. I'm not so sure, looking at this, that this was the time that they were going to be knocked off the plate in the bottom of the 8th inning. But just in case, the umpire does give a warning to both sides. Looks like it gets Ortiz right off the knee. And that's why he is sprawled out on the ground.
Yeah, that has to hurt right off the kneecap.
Yep.
David on base. Well, he's unlikely to run for the 5th time. A double, a walk, a 2-run homer, an RBI single, and now a hit by pitch. You can understand Jack McKeon's playing. You know, why now? You hit a guy in the leg in a 15-run game. You're going to do it. He's wasted. You could have done it in the first inning.
Well, you do it earlier, or you wait till tomorrow or something. If that's a message that you want to get across, this seems like kind of a foolish time for anybody to do that. And
wouldn't you say, you know, we both have an enormous respect for the umpires and the job that they do, but it seems like the one area where you get a lot of debate is their judgment in issuing warnings and when not to, and situations of that type.
I think, Sean, in cases they're being extra cautious because of, you know, obviously they've tried to put a stop to a lot of these bench clearing brawls, and I think a lot of the umpires, in their defense, are trying to stop some of this stuff from happening or getting out of hand. Now, there have been times, obviously, where you look at a warning, you go, come on, you know, you've got to understand the game a little better than that. But I think they're erring on the side of caution just in case, because they don't want these bench clearing things and people get carried away.
Well, it looks like he's going to try to stay in the game as he hobbles down the first base line. By the way, if you could have seen through your hands with the one eye but not the other, the one that you could see is your dominant eye. If you're able to shut your eye.
That's the problem I've been having.
So when you go to sleep at night, do you have to hold your eye shut?
Yeah, I have to have someone hold them shut for me.
You do?
Yeah, I hire people to do that.
To hold them shut?
Yeah.
Why don't you just get like the Thurston Howell mask? A little sleeping. Who was it? Was it Thurston Howell? Jamie Farr and Nash, Klinger. Was it Lovey Howell? They tell me in the truck. Why not just get one of those? You see people on the plane sometimes on the long flights.
Yeah.
Millar, a broken bat lob that's going to fall in left field. That's his 3rd hit of the game. He's been retired only once. He has 2 singles, a double, a walk, a sac fly, and a fly ball to right.
Right fielder, number 7.
And the numbers continue to be piled up. 14-run bottom of the first. 50 minutes. The Red Sox were at bat. 21 runs for the Red Sox, most since they scored 22 against Tampa Bay, that memorable game here last year when Nomar hit 3 and drove in 10, 3 homers. 26 hits now. They just need 2 more to tie the club record. Marlins pitchers, if you tuned in late, threw 91 pitches in the first inning. Neal misses away to Nixon. He has singled, walked, popped out, singled, and singled again.
A lot of players tonight on the Red Sox getting a big bump in that batting average.
Got mad with himself as he fouled that one away. One and two on Nixon with Bill Miller on deck. Johnny Damon hoping for a chance to hit in this inning. Miller and Damon still with a chance to hit for the cycle. Backdoor breaking ball missed. 2-2. Miller needs a triple to hit for the cycle. The ball high. Blaine Neal, 25 years old, from New Jersey, Marlton, New Jersey, lives in Haddon Heights, New Jersey. The fourth-round pick of the Marlins in 1996. Ball four. The bases are loaded with nobody out on a hit batsman, a single, and a walk.
Third baseman, number 11, Bill Miller.
Neal was up and down 4 times last year between the Marlins and the minor leagues. Here's Bill Miller. He has walked, at a 2-run double, a solo homer, an RBI single, and a strikeout. No, he needs the triple, so if he hits one, should he just keep?
Make him throw you out?
Yeah.
Hit it to the 420 on a line, and he's got the triple.
You know, sometimes you see a little league game or whatever, farm league game, and the kid just keeps running because you know.
Well, there was a guy that played for Toronto many years ago, Rick Bossetti. He would run till he was out.
Yeah. The ball. Well, we haven't seen a walk to force in a run tonight. One of the few things we haven't seen. Neal, who's throwing it all over the place, one ball away from that. Three and one. That might have been the green light triple right there. No?
To 20, what is it? 20.
You can't swing on 3-0.
21-6. I wouldn't be
run game.
No.
Bad form. Fouled away, and now it's a full count. Miller asking the home plate umpire Carlson if it was high. It appeared to be. What a long night it's been for that gentleman back there. We'll get the latest pitch count from Leo White. You want to guess on the over-under on total number of pitches?
No. 400?
Might be low. There were 91 just by the Marlins in the first inning. That's well struck. Left field and off the wall. Ortiz is in. Millar scores as well. Nixon goes to third on a double by Bill Miller. 6 runs batted in for Miller tonight. 4 hits. He's been on base 5 times. And the Red Sox are 1 hit away now from tying their team record for hits in a game.
Number 33, Jason Varitek.
Opposite field for Bill Miller. Plant this off the left field wall. 6 RBIs, Sean mentioned tonight for Miller. Hitting out of the 8th spot in the Red Sox batting order.
Swing and a miss by Jason Varitek. He singled to knock in 2 in the first and scored. Walked later in the first. Struck out in the third. Singled to drive in another in the fourth. Grounded into a double play in the 6th. He hits one high and deep but foul. The 6 runs batted in for Miller, a career high. The next pitch will be number 370 of the night in this game. So
Close.
Varitek hits that one a long way in left center. Pierre back on the warning track to make the catch. The runners tag. Nixon scores. On to third, Miller. Varitek has his 4th RBI of the night and nearly got that one up on the wall to get the record tying 28th hit of the ball game.
Well, Damon with still a chance to hit for the cycle.
Still just one out. Johnny already with 4 hits. Double, triple, and single all in the first inning. Then he scored twice and drove in 2. Then he struck out in the 3rd. Was robbed of a hit in the 4th on a diving catch by Juan Pierre in center. And then singled to right and scored last inning. What a lift it would be for the Red Sox over the second half of the year. If Damon can come to life. He has had a tough first half of the year offensively.
It's amazing, Sean, is you know, he has had a difficult first half, but it really hasn't affected the ball club. I mean, offensively, they're way at the top of the league in just about all the numbers. Traditionally, he's always been a very good second half player. I think last year was the exception to the rule where he started off quickly for the Red Sox and got tied in the second half.
Red Sox have scored 51 runs now in the last 4 games. Feasting on the Tigers and now the Marlins. 1-2 on Damon. Todd Walker on deck. Down to third, knocked down by the third baseman. Fox able to keep it in the infield and keep Miller at third. That's a hit for Damon, his 5th hit of the night. And that's the 28th hit of the night for the Red Sox, tying the team record of 28 on June 8th of 1950 against St. Louis.
Damon slapping that ball down third. A tough hop on the backhanded play by Fox, and that should go as a base hit. Look at that line score down the bottom for the Red Sox.
Walker to left. And the catch made by Cabrera. Tagging and coming to the plate is Miller, and he's safe. Miller was thrown out at the plate earlier in the game. The Red Sox have had 2 runners thrown out at the plate tonight. Or it could be even a little bit worse for the Marlins. So Walker with a sacrifice fly and a run batted in, his 3rd RBI of the ball game.
It's a pretty good throw here by Cabrera out there in left field. He was back to the warning track and made it a very close play at home.
Red Sox with 25 runs now. That's 4 shy of the major league record. Freddie Sanchez, the batter, and quickly in the hole 0-2. Mitch Lohr, the 29, surpassing the 25 they have tonight. Strike 3. Sanchez called out to end the inning. The Red Sox get 4 in the 8th, and they go to the 9th, leading 25-6. They will try to finish off the Marlins. Andy Fox leads off. He was backing out as that pitch was on the way. The warning already issued. Well, he'll get ejected for that, as he should. The warning had been issued. The Marlins have already had a very rough night, getting roughed up in historic fashion on the field, having their pitcher taken to the hospital after being hit in the head by a line drive.
Now look at Ortiz. Certainly Ortiz thought it was intentional, didn't he?
Ortiz hit last inning on the knee. Brady Little and Nomar Garcia-Parra among those restraining Ortiz. And some idiot just threw a ball out of the stands that almost hit one of the Marlins along the third base foul line, and it came from a long distance out of the stands. The dugout's empty and the bullpen's empty. No punches thrown. Was that, do you think, a necessary response by the Red Sox?
Well, I'm quite surprised by all of it. First of all, I did not think, obviously, that the first one was intentional. Apparently, I'm wrong because the Red Sox did. Certainly, Ortiz did and Almonte did, because it was clear on the first pitch. They were throwing inside, and you could see Fox backing out. And in the second pitch, he threw it behind him. So apparently, they did think it was intentional. This has been one of the most bizarre nights I think I've ever spent at Fenway Park. All these runs going on. You see a pitcher get hit in the head, unfortunately, and we hope he's okay. Then you see this at the end of a 25-6 ball game. But I was watching Ortiz come out of that dugout, and it was clear to him that he felt that he was being thrown at. Now, it would seem to me, Sean, that if you were throwing at people, they would have been back in the first inning when they were just getting run after run after run after run.
And isn't it fairly accepted baseball practice when you're getting drilled like that, that sooner or later somebody on the other team
is going to get it? Yeah,
get hit,
and you would have expected it much earlier than when it actually happened.
Then the question becomes, should the Red Sox have just accepted that as a part of the totality of the night?
Well, the guy did get hit in the knee.
Yeah.
You know, if you just could brush back and knock down, you probably suck it up. Well, the guy did get hit in the knee, so they felt it was proper to retaliate. Jack McKeon, clearly there you can see, I think he feels this thing's a little bit out of control as he is just trying to keep his team back. But I was watching Ortiz come out, and he clearly had on his mind that he was pointing to whoever the person was that got him, and
it was Neal.
Yeah,
Blaine Neal. Jason Shield comes in. He'll be the new pitcher. And we'll return to Fenway Park right after this. Jason Shield, the new pitcher for the Red Sox, after Hector Almonte was ejected, throwing a ball behind Andy Fox. 2 balls and a strike to count on Fox. Shield, the 5th pitcher of the night for Boston, and he missed low.
One of the interesting possibilities, and you know, we don't know, we're guessing at things that are going on in this game. You remember back in the 7th inning, and the Red Sox tried to score in the 7th with the big lead. They had the 8-2 play at home. They threw him out at home, and then
Walker was thrown out of play.
Yeah, and then Ortiz was the first batter of the next inning, and then he got popped on the knee. So I mean, that could be a possibility too. A couple of Red Sox runners have scored by sacrifice fly in a kind of a runaway game, but it's hard to get into the mind of what's going on in there. But clearly Ortiz felt like he was being thrown at.
The 3-2 pitch to Fox, slapped out of play to the left.
It's funny too, because Fox knew that he was going to get thrown at. Because remember that first pitch, he was stepping away from home plate. Yes. It's that first pitch before he even left the hand of Almonte.
Now the play to the left again. Well, do you think this is the kind of thing that could linger through a long, hot weekend in Boston?
Well, it could, but right now you've had a guy hit, you've had another guy thrown at, you've had both teams warned. You would think that part of it is over. Obviously, all the runs that have scored tonight are going to be on the mind of the Marlins throughout this weekend.
Game now past the 4-hour mark. Ball 4.
And when things like that do happen, obviously in the first game of the series, it could make for a long weekend.
That walk gets charged to Almonte.
The hitter, number 22, right fielder Brian Banks.
There's Brian Banks up for the second time. He struck out in the 7th. Red Sox lead 25-6. Second highest run total in Red Sox history. 14 runs in the first inning. And for the game, 28 hits, tying the club record as well. Red Sox scored 10 runs before they made it out. If you're just joining us, that's a major league record. Runs to start the game without making it out. And everybody has been involved in this historic night. Fly ball to left. Millar drifted a couple of steps toward the line to make the catch. Banks retired for the first out of the 9th.
It's interesting watching when both teams had dumped onto the field. Kevin Millar was in the middle. I mean, he knows everybody here. He knows the Red Sox players. He knows all the Marlins players from being a teammate last season.
One strike on Derek Lee. He's 1 for 4. He singled to knock in a run in the 5th inning. Breaking ball missed. Shield, the 5th Red Sox pitcher. Byung-Hyun Kim started, went 5. Came out after 5 with the huge lead. Ryan Roop pitched an inning. Rudy Cianez an inning. Almonte an inning plus. Ejected after throwing behind the first batter of his second inning of work. And now Shield in what is not a save situation. That's well struck. Center field. Damon out of room, and it is off the top of the wall. And the third base umpire saying home run now. Home run for Derek Lee. Apparently it hit up at the base of the flagpole there in the camera area, just above the wall. No argument from the Red Sox. A 2-run homer for Lee to ease the blow for the Marlins just a little bit. His 14th homer of the year.
If you watch this baseball, you'll see it's hit right around that camera position, right in front of that camera position, and a good call by the umpires. Derek Lee picks up his 14th home run of the season. He's got 3 RBI in the night.
It's 25-8. Miguel Cabrera, the hitter. Lined and caught by Todd Walker. Fully outstretched. Reaching to his left. And denying Cabrera in his bid for a hit.
That ball slicing away from Todd Walker, and makes a nice play on the line drive. The ball actually looked like it was behind him when he made the catch. Cabrera hitting the ball hard, slicing away from Walker, but you can see him reaching over that left shoulder to make the catch.
Marlins down to their final out. And Alex Gonzalez looked at a ball. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. Back in the second inning. The win will be the Red Sox 5th in a row. Their 8th in a row here at Fenway Park. They'll remain 2 games behind the Yankees in the American League East. Gonzalez hits it in the air in left center. Damon there, and that does it.
Rough night for Jack McKeon and the Marlins. A historic night for the Red Sox. 4 hours and 7 minutes. Red Sox scored 14 runs in the first inning, 10 before they made it out. They win it 25-8. 25 runs on a team record tying 28 hits and 1 error for Boston. And the Red Sox left 7 men, make it 8 men on base. And the Marlins 8 runs, 10 hits without an error. And Florida stranded 10. Winning pitcher Byung-Hyun Kim, 2-1, and the loser Carl Pavano, who did not retire a batter while making the start for Florida. He is 6-9. As we said, 4 hours and 7 minutes to play it before 34,764. Once again, the final score: the Red Sox 25 and the Marlins 8.